In century, a conflict began that would change the course of history. Across the Atlantic Ocean, 13 colonies were growing rapidly. Their cities expanded, their economies prospered, their populations increased. Yet tensions with Britain continued to rise. Taxes created anger, political disagreements deepened, and a revolutionary idea began spreading, that people could govern themselves. What followed would create a new nation and inspire movements around the world. This was the American Revolution. By the mid-18th century, Britain controlled 13 colonies along the eastern coast of North America. These colonies were diverse. Farmers cultivated fertile lands. Merchants expanded trade. Ports connected the colonies to global markets. Prosperity increased. Yet despite their growth, political decisions remained largely controlled from across the Atlantic. Many colonists believed they deserved a greater voice in government. Tensions gradually increased. A conflict was beginning to take shape. Following expensive wars, Britain sought additional revenue. New taxes affected colonial populations. Many colonists objected. Their argument became famous: no taxation without representation. They believed that taxes should not be imposed without political representation. Debates intensified. Protests spread. Trust between Britain and the colonies weakened. The relationship continued deteriorating. Compromise became increasingly difficult. The path toward revolution grew clearer. One event became a powerful symbol of resistance: the Boston Tea Party. In 1773, colonists boarded ships carrying tea and threw cargo into Boston Harbor. The protest captured international attention. Supporters viewed it as an act of resistance. Critics considered it destruction of property. Regardless of perspective, its impact was undeniable. The crisis deepened. Political tensions accelerated. The possibility of open conflict increased dramatically. By 1775, negotiations were failing. Tensions reached a breaking point. Armed confrontations occurred. Local militias organized. Communities prepared for uncertainty. Many still hoped for reconciliation. Others believed independence had become necessary. The colonies stood at a crossroads. Events were moving rapidly. War was becoming increasingly likely. The struggle for independence had begun. In 1776, a remarkable document emerged: the Declaration of Independence. Its ideas would influence generations. The document argued that governments derive authority from the consent of the governed. It proclaimed that people possess certain fundamental rights. The Declaration announced the colonies' intention to become independent states. Its words resonated far beyond North America. The world was watching. A new political experiment was beginning. Among the leaders of the Revolution, George Washington became one of the most important. As commander of the Continental Army, he faced enormous challenges. Resources were limited. The British military remained powerful. Defeats occurred. Victories remained difficult. Yet perseverance proved essential. Washington maintained unity during difficult years. His leadership helped sustain the revolutionary cause. His influence would shape the future nation. The Revolutionary War lasted for years. Battles occurred across vast regions. Strategies evolved. Alliances proved critical. International support influenced outcomes. The conflict tested both sides. Soldiers endured difficult conditions. Communities experienced uncertainty, yet determination remained strong. Gradually, the balance shifted. Momentum increasingly favored independence. The possibility of victory became real. Eventually, the war came to an end. Negotiations followed. Recognition of independence became official. The United States emerged as a new nation. The achievement represented more than military success. It demonstrated that political systems could be redesigned. The revolution challenged assumptions about government and authority. Its consequences extended far beyond North America. Independence created opportunities, but it also created challenges. A new government needed to be established. Institutions required development. Laws required creation. Leaders debated how power should be distributed. The Constitution eventually provided a framework. The new republic sought stability while preserving liberty. Its success was far from guaranteed. Yet the experiment continued, and it would influence the modern world. The American Revolution inspired people far beyond its borders. Ideas about representation, rights, citizenship, and self-government spread internationally. Reformers, revolutionaries, and political thinkers studied its example. Its influence reached Europe, Latin America, and many other regions. The revolution became part of a larger global conversation about freedom and political legitimacy. Its legacy continues today. The American Revolution was more than a war. It was a contest of ideas, a debate about liberty, government, rights, and human possibility. Its leaders could not predict every consequence, yet their decisions shaped the future of a nation and influenced the course of world history. The revolution demonstrated that ideas can be powerful enough to change societies, and sometimes to create entirely new nations. And perhaps the most enduring lesson of the American Revolution is that history is not shaped by power alone. It is also shaped by ideas. Ideas about freedom, responsibility, representation, and the relationship between people and government. Those ideas continue evolving today, but their influence remains visible across the modern world. Because long after battles end, ideas continue their journey through history.